Peace and clarity, everyone. Defected Demon here. Got an email asking about love and relationships and what to do and this, that, and the other. So I decided to put a video out here and just pretty much speak about the basic lessons or understandings of relationship, and then the basic understanding of what love is. Let me preface my comments by saying that just because you know this information or understand this information doesn't mean that love is going to come flowing to you, or that you'll find that perfect one immediately. It really is a game of patience. And also you have to understand that sometimes when you know some things and you understand things greater, a lot of things don't work out for you because you're able to see a situation, a man or a woman, whoever you're about to deal with, and within 5 to 10 minutes, if they're alone, you're already able to see through it. And a lot of times that can ruin situations because you can kind of dig someone, but then they do their thing and you can already see beforehand that it's not going to work. So the point is, it's a gamble either way. But my preferable thing is, once again, for everyone to be able to think clearly and freely for themselves. So I'm going to speak about the things in relationships that are essential, that a lot of people maybe don't understand or don't want to put in the time and energy to work on, which is extremely important. Now, first of all, before you get into a relationship, what should happen is that you should really know yourself. You should really know everything about who you are, love yourself, and respect yourself. So if you're able to experience that with self, you're able to give that particular lighted energy out freely and beautifully. Also, when you really learn to love and respect yourself, there's a certain way that people will have to treat you. You would you would demand their respect, not command it, but demand it. Because if you're able to treat yourself a certain way, then you shouldn't want to deal with people who would treat you any less than how you would treat yourself if you love yourself. Now, let me first of all say that if anyone's thinking that love is a feeling, it's actually not. Love is action. Love is exactly what you do. A person can tell you all day and all night that they love you, but if their actions don't show it, then they're not doing anything, literally. So love it really boils down to sacrifice. If I say I love you, then that means that I'm willing to sacrifice things for myself in order to ensure your convenience and that everything is working well for you and that you're taken care of. That's what love is. And what people don't understand, if you get into a relationship and the two of you actually love one another, then both of you will be at the point of sacrifice, that you're always looking out for each other. You're always willing to take a little less in order to make sure that your mate can be all right. Then that is a process in the beginning of a very beautiful thing if you understand simply the action of what love is when you say it. Now, moving on to the relationship, just a basic understanding. I was a little iffy, but some original information came to me. I guess getting a little older, I was able to finally make the connection on why so many of the older people say you have to be friends first. Well, let me say that I absolutely disagree with that. I don't believe that you have to be friends first. I think what the elders were trying to say to us is that you should see if you could be friends with that person. Because to my understanding, if I meet a young lady and I'm very interested, I'm not trying to be her friend. I want to take her through what the older people call courting, but it's actually courting or courtship. That courtship is an understanding that I'm telling this young lady that I have a genuine interest in who she is, that I think she's beautiful and all of the other characteristics that made me attracted to her, and that I desire to see if she feels the same way and if we can explore these things together to see if we have enough in common or whether we should respectfully separate. So the whole notion of friends first is a little weird, because if you understand semantics, me being a Libra, understanding semantics and etymology and how words truly work, then someone that is a friend, you would never have sex with your friend. You understand? You won't be in love with your friend on a romantic level, because semantically, a friend is someone that you share a relationship with. You all have common goals or common things that you like to do, and you want someone to share those common interests and things with, and so you bond a friendship. But if you're looking for someone to mate, that it actually is a completely different energy. Now, don't get me wrong. Your mate can be a friend like, but to call it a friend is absolutely false. Because this is someone that you are being sexual with. You have a different set of feelings. It is more than just wanting to share similar experiences and similar hobbies or interests. It's way more than that. Now, there are a few things that are extremely essential to a relationship. First of all, you must have respect. Respect to look again. You must respect yourself first, of course, but then you must be able to respect the person. You must be able to look at the person and feel proud. Second is trust. If you have to go through somebody's phone or go through their purse or do any of those snooping around tactics or any of those little games that people play in order to get a reaction or to find out things, if there's no trust, then automatically there's no need to be there. The third thing will be communication. Let me say this isn't in importance in number, because it will change with different people. But continuing on, communication is extremely important. You have to be able to be yourself first of all. So if you're being yourself, you want to be able to share things with a person. You want to be able to speak to them and also get a response from them. If you're having a bad day, if something isn't going well and you really don't want to be bothered, little things like that can change a relationship. You should be able to just simply tell your mate, you know, I'm in my feelings, I'm feeling some type of way, or whatever the language is today, and that I simply need some time alone, or that I need some time with this other particular person because they're able to help me, or this is who I relate to. It's not about explaining yourself or telling all your business, but if you really desire to be with someone, you should be able to communicate to them that you're having a bad day or that things aren't going well. And if they love you or are trying to work things out and they're understanding, which is another important thing, then they'll be able to understand it and simply see you or deal with you again when you're at a better state of mind. Whatever is going on, you're supposed to be able to communicate that with your mate. You're supposed to be able to simply be yourself, say what's on your heart, get a response, and see if that chemistry and those connections that first brought you together are still there after learning things. I spoke about understanding. The thing about understanding, it's a very broad sword. It's a very, very big sword. I'm saying sword on purpose because it's a cutting thing. To truly understand what's going on with a person is to be able to take everything that's going on with them, figure out what it is, and then you need to understand whether or not you can deal with their baggage. Their little red wagon, as the old folks would say, because everyone is going to come with some type of baggage. It's going to be some type of mental or emotional thing that a person has. Maybe it's children, maybe it's debt. Whatever the thing is, they're going to come with something. And if you are understanding to what that person is going through, then you can make the decision whether or not the situation is for you. Another thing in relationships that is extremely important is truth. We always have to be truthful and factual with the person that we're with. Because in truth, when you're lying to someone, you are literally taking away their freedom. You have to be able to allow people to be free and make a choice, because a lot of stuff that people hide or lie about, you will find someone, once again with patience, you will find someone that will actually accept who you are and want to do the things that you do. Another thing in relationships that goes sort of along with the communication and everything is also about time and energy. Again, relationships are hard work due to the fact because you always have to be conscious of what you do. Once you're in a relationship, there is no more I or she or he. It is us. And you have to realize and be responsible enough to understand that every single thing you do will directly affect your mate. And once again, if you love someone, you won't ever want to do anything that puts your mate in a compromising situation, even if you do it to yourself. There's also time that needs to be spent. Let me start it over. When you understand a relationship every single day, because you are individuals, maybe with certain different interests that the other person is not in. So every day you need to make sure that you take out some time for your individual self. And that person needs to be understanding of that. That person also needs to be able to take out some individual time to themselves where he or she is able to do exactly what they want to do without being bothered. Just enjoying their them time.